a year, maybe more. Who stands to lose the most if this does drag on?
Well, anyone expecting a paycheck anytime soon, particularly the 800,000 or so federal workers we already know are affected. You could add into that some of those working for the Coast Guard who are currently being paid under emergency funding because their paychecks were going to be put on pause. So about a quarter of the U.S. government in shutdown. I guess the question is how long before there's enough political pain or financial pain to cause the calculations here in Washington to change, because Democrats are holding the line in the House saying no money for that border wall the president is demanding. The president is holding the line saying no deal at all, no breakthrough unless I get the border wall funding. So right now there is really no credible negotiation underway to find a way out of this impasse. But we are going to talk to two of the senators who are trying to forge some breakthrough, and that one of them being Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican from South Carolina, who says there should be something put on the table to incentivize Democrats to come over and vote for the president's border security plan.
Margaret, freshman Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib is also making big news today for using profanity, saying that Democrats would impeach President Trump. How big of a problem is this going to be for Democratic leadership and the party in general?
Well, profanity aside, and we are certainly in a political environment where it's hard to think how the rhetoric could go farther down the drain here. But in terms of the prospect of what she was talking about, the Congresswoman was referencing this demand to impeach the president. And within the very first few hours of the new Democratic-controlled House of Representatives being sworn in, you did see articles of impeachment put forward, and they were not moved on. And in fact, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi has made clear, and leadership is saying here, you're moving way too fast here to these new freshman Democrats who are making these calls, saying you need to actually have a credible case. You need to wait for the Mueller report to even prove if there was any wrongdoing here to meet that standard of high crimes and misdemeanors, which is part of the requirement to move forward with articles of impeachment, and also cautioning that if the country goes that route, it can be really even more divisive. And so Democrats leadership is saying slow down here. And so what you heard from the Congresswoman is one of the arguments that is being had within the Democratic Party right now about the route they want to take.
All right, Margaret, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you, Margaret. And don't forget to watch Face the Nation Sunday morning at 10:30 right here on CBS 4. You can watch Margaret's interview with Lindsey Graham on the show this Sunday.